Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Guys Matic. This is Hunter, Steven, and Shane. Say what up, guys.
Good evening.
What's up, nerds?
Happy spoiler day. It's Thursday, January 23rd, 2025. We got some juicy spoilers, including one of the precons was fully released. So we will be talking about all the brand new cards from Living Energy towards the end of the video. So we got a lot of cards to go ahead and start with. This first card we are starting up with is Fearless Swashbuckler. This is a card that was actually from yesterday that we forgot to talk about.
Oh,
So,
whoops.
whoops. One, a blue and a red for a 3/3 creature fish pirate. It's got haste, and it says vehicles you control have haste, and whenever you attack, if a pirate and a vehicle attack this combat, draw 3 cards, then discard 2.
Okay. Then discard 2. Got it.
Before we get into the card, I do want to say I did see some videos that Hunter sent in our Instagram chat of the first place finish, and I'll take back everything I said.
I told you it looks nice.
They look great.
Yeah.
They're gold. Yeah.
In person, they look a lot better than this.
Yeah.
Pokemon borders.
Yeah. I was pleasantly surprised. I was kind of nervous about the first place finish, but they look insanely good. This card's great too.
This card's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
I love the fact that it's a vehicle haste enabler. So, I mean, any vehicle that has any kind of ability attached to it that you could have to tap.
True.
Doesn't matter because they're artifacts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
This
what
is
is
a
the
cool
point
card.
of vehicles having haste? I mean, I guess they can swing right away. You can crew something right away. Swing.
Maybe there'll be a vehicle that has
mean,
a tap ability.
I think normally you'd be correct in how you're thinking, but I feel like this card specifically wants you to have vehicles that are coming in, attacking with pirates, especially since this comes in for 3, so probably pretty early. So
Yeah,
get
it's a
that
cool
card
card.
draw going, get the
Yeah.
discard going.
Yeah.
Drawing 3 cards is definitely like churning through your deck.
Very.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
I
here
mean,
for
I
it.
might throw this in Admiral, Brass, and Sinkable.
Maybe.
Hey, there you go. That's not a bad idea. Let's move on. Shane, Merfolks. We have Mindspring Merfolk. It is 1 blue mana. It's a 1/1. It's a creature. It's a Merfolk wizard. It has exhaust, which means this ability only works one single time. The exhaust ability is X and 2 blue. You can tap it to draw X cards and put a +1/+1 counter on each Merfolk creature you control.
That's so gas, dude. I don't care if it's one time. That is so gas. I want that in my Merfolk deck very bad.
Do it.
Dude, it
I'll be
does
honest
so
with you.
One
much.
mana.
It draws and it pumps your team. Like, that is a strong 1-drop, dude.
Just for you too, Shane. You mentioned you like this art. I grabbed it for you.
Oh, thank you. I love this art.
Yeah, suck my seaweed.
God, I was gonna say it. I was waiting for my chance to jump in. I was
Dude.
like, what?
I saw you, Steven, just like
Foaming
I
at the
jumped
mouth.
ahead of you.
Oh, dude, I was foaming. I was like, suck my seaweed. What a flavor text. Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. You saying the start of that sentence got me very scared. Like, in this video, you're gonna say that? Okay.
So here's my thing.
Mhm,
I like this card,
mhm.
but I don't even feel like you're really putting this down turn 1. I
Probably
don't.
not.
I feel like this is. Shane, you play Merfolk more than I do. I
Yeah.
mean, other than obviously being in Simic and having like a concordant crossroads, like I mean, any way to give this kind of like haste to kind of like make this pop off a little bit sooner?
I mean, maybe, but you still need a ton of mana, which I get you can have in Simic, but I still
Yeah.
would probably hold this for like a mid-ish game, or maybe I don't know. If you blow your load too early in a Merfolk deck, you just get destroyed. So I maybe would wait for the first board weapon, then play this guy.
I don't know, man. Hackball just rebuilds
That's
so
true.
easy.
That's true. And this is going directly into Hackball.
Yes.
Exactly. Which is why
It
you
is a
can
good
play this
card.
on turn 1 because Hackball will pump this.
That's true. Oh, you know what? We're playing turn 1 now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Moving on, we have a new green card. They finally pushed green to the edge. It's March of the World Ooze. It's 3 and 3 green for an enchantment. It says creatures you control have base power and toughness 6/6 and are oozes in addition to their other types. And it also says whenever an opponent casts a spell, if it's not their turn, you create a 3/3 green elephant creature token, which essentially means you're making 6/6s every time your opponent casts a spell on someone else's turn.
Makes me sad as a blue
So,
player.
yeah, blue player. You got any removal? Here's a 6/6. You got something to counter me? Well, you can. Here's a 6/6.
I mean, I wouldn't really. I mean, obviously, I know why we're saying blue, but like, just
Anything,
really
honestly.
any
Yeah, I
deck,
know.
man. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
Any
and I do
cards
love the
nuts.
fact this is in green because
Mhm.
this being 6 mana means absolutely nothing to me.
Exactly what I was thinking, because this card is going to be a hammer in standard. There's
Yeah.
already Ooze card that kind of sees fringe play, so flavor-wise, do it.
And can I say, I love the fact that Wizards decided to not put once per turn
Oh yeah, yeah.
or
This
one or
is.
more.
I
Like,
talked about
I
that
oh,
too.
mean,
Yeah.
granted, the instant removal that's going to happen is going to be on this card, and you're going to be
Yeah.
sad. You're just going to have a 3/3 elephant,
Yeah.
but
Whatever.
at least you got one of them.
If it's not
it's just like
enchantment removal, you're stoked.
I'm just thinking like, oh man, the possibilities. I love it.
Endless.
This is a
Endless,
great
dude.
card.
Endless. That's correct. Let's move on. Next up, we have Possession Engine. It's 3 and 2 blue for a 5/5 artifact vehicle. It says when it enters, you gain control of target creature and opponent controls for as long as you control this vehicle, and that creature can't attack or block for as long as you control this vehicle. It's got a crew cost of 3. So I love the fact that this
Interesting.
vehicle is just taking its own pilot.
This is an amazing card.
Very cool.
This is an amazing card. Artifact removal is a thing, but normally it's always creature removal. Everyone always holds up creature removal, and like I love the fact that this is an artifact vehicle. I think that, and call me crazy, I feel like I'm paying 5 for this, and I don't even care if I crew it.
Really.
Yeah,
Well, you're gonna
I'm
crew with
just
whatever you
taking.
steal.
Well, I'm
Mhm.
just saying, like I'm taking your biggest threat off the board, and I'm playing this, and yeah, I could crew it and attack with it, but then it turns into a creature, and it's more susceptible to removal.
Hmm.
Like I'd rather just keep it on the sideline, keep your thing, and make you waste your removal on your own creature.
Yeah, you could do that, but I feel like 5 mana for a removal piece is just a removal piece is not good. The idea is to make it a vehicle.
I do like the idea of it stealing its pilot, though. That's cool.
Mm,
You're coming with me.
yeah.
I mean, that's not a request.
It is not. Oh wow.
Moving on. We have the final rare slash mythic. This is a mythic. It's Cursecloth Wrappings. It's 2 and 2 black for an artifact. It says zombies you control get +1/+1, and another ability where you can tap it. Target creature card in your graveyard gains Embalm until end of turn. The Embalm cost is equal to its mana cost. In case you do not remember what Embalm is, you exile the card. You can cast it as a copy, and it is also a zombie in its addition to its other types.
Card's nuts.
Where did they find this Cartoon Network esque art for this card?
Mhm.
I don't know, but
This
this
is
card is
the
nuts, dude.
Japanese showcase version.
Oh, I feel like I'm watching an episode of Teen Titans.
But yeah, Steven, zombie player, what do you think?
I like it and I don't like it. I like the fact that it's kind of like an anthem for my zombies, but at the same time, I'd like recurring my zombies over and over again. And exiling that card to where I can't really recur it anymore kind of sucks. But it's good. It's good. I
Yeah,
don't.
I can see that, man.
If I wanted to do like a little bit more of like a lower power deck, I'd probably throw this in there. But I think 4 mana for my deck like Will Help, where I'm just trying to speed through, it probably is a little bit of a silly addition. But it is a great card, I will say.
I will
I
say
like it
as
a lot.
well. Next up, this is an uncommon, but Steven, I added this just for you.
Mm.
This is Aether Syphon. It's 1 and 2 blue for an artifact. It has Start Your Engines. It has an ability you can pay 2, tap it to draw a card, and at max speed, whenever you draw a card, each opponent mills 2 cards.
Yikes.
Better to Fairy's tutelage. Heard. Way
At that.
better.
There's the text that we saw on the
Yeah.
spoiler. Whenever you draw a card, each opponent mills 2 cards.
You really want
Pretty good.
Mill to be real in EDH? Like, why? It's
Why
not
not?
fun. Because no one
That's
likes getting
great.
milled, Stephen.
I mean, I'd
This
rather be milled than play against like a Maha player.
Oh, that's not right. Yeah, you're not
yeah,
wrong.
this is a very good card. Just sits there and draws you cards, and then eventually, as soon as you get max speed, every time you draw, you're just like, oh, by the way, you guys mill 2, and then of course you're in blue. You're just going to be having so much card draw. It's going to be
You're gonna be
Mhm.
you're gonna be
milling
a threat,
very
dude.
fast. Hmm.
Yeah, I'm here for it. Thank you for adding this card, Hunter.
You're welcome. Like I said, we don't normally talk about the uncommons and commons, but this one, special place in your heart, Steven. So
Preach.
yeah. Moving on, we have brand new cards from the Living Energy Precon deck. Let's go ahead and go through all 8 of them. If you guys haven't already seen, go look at day 1 of spoilers for the face commander and backup commander of this deck. It was very cool. It's all about energy. So this first card is Territorial Aetherkite. It's 4 and 2 red for a 6/5 creature cat dragon. It's got flying, it's got haste, and it says when this creature enters, you get 2 energy counters. Then you may pay 1 or more energy, and when you do, this creature deals that much damage to each other creature.
Okay.
Just one time.
Yeah, it is a
Unless
one
you
time.
flicker it, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's cool. 6 mana, 6/5, flying haster. A minimum, you're going to kill some small tokens.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, man, I've seen an army of scoot swarms, and those bad boys are 1/1s.
Hmm.
Is it bad that this feels vanilla to me?
It does seem kind of odd. I'm not too sure how powerful this is. Cool. You get 2 energy counters
Yeah,
when
very
it
cool.
enters.
Very cool.
It's going to help with the energy production, but using this as a board wipe, I don't think that's the best case scenario, especially when, if you've seen the deck list, it has everybody's favorite red board wipe in it. Blasphemous Act.
Blasphemous Act.
That's a good one.
Mhm.
I mean, here's the thing. So normally, Blasphemous Act, you are 9 times out of 10 swinging with everything, casting the board wipe after. This, at least, you're left with one creature. Hopefully, if not everything is like big on the board, and then you get a 6/5 you can swing with right after. So, I mean, I like this, but again, just play Blasphemous Act.
I mean, the odds of connecting are pretty high because it has flying already. So,
That's true.
Yeah.
That's a good card. Decent card. Meh.
moving on. Look who's back. It's Nissa. Was not really expecting her to show up in this precon at all. Nissa, Worldsoul Speaker. It's 3 and a green for a 3/3 legendary creature. Elf Druid. It's got Landfall. It says whenever a land you control enters, you get 2 energy counters, and you may pay 8 energy rather than pay the mana cost for permanent spells you cast.
That's a little more interesting. That's a lot of energy.
It is.
That's a
I am
lot of
here
energy.
for Nissa.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
mean,
damn.
I think I'd rather just run like Omniscience.
I mean,
Yeah, but it
yeah.
doesn't give you energy.
The
It
thing,
doesn't,
the
but
thing
I
about
get to
the
cast everything for free. Sorry, Hunter. I don't mean to go. Just
You're
like
good. You're good. I was just saying the thing about this energy deck that I think is very interesting is the last 2 energy decks that we had from Modern Horizons 3 and Fallout were both Jeskai, and here we are at Teamer. We're playing with green energy now, and I don't know. It's weird. It's weird to see
Interesting.
green cards with energy,
Yeah.
but
I'm just waiting for the
apparently,
5-color energy deck.
I was gonna
Almost
say
there.
apparently Nissa is cares about energy now. Sure.
I mean, it's cool. I like it. I mean, landfall is always something to worry about, especially if you're playing commander and you care about landfall. I don't know. Obviously, we'll get into commander grades later. Like mono green energy doesn't sound very substantial, but
Mm,
Not yet.
here we are.
yeah, I don't know about that. Might be getting a easy kind of grade if you know what I mean.
I mean, listen, like no spoilers. Go on.
We will see. Moving on, we have Rampaging Aetherhood. It's 4 and a green for a 4/4 creature Snake Hydra. It's got trample, it's got ward 2, and it says at the beginning of your upkeep, you get an amount of energy equal to this creature's power. Then you may pay 1 or more energy. If you do, you put that many plus and counters on this creature.
Hmm.
Cool.
Now that is cool.
That is cool.
It's a
Also looks
Hydra
like
that just keeps building itself.
yeah, it looks like something you'd see like if you were like in the 80s and you'd walk into a tattoo shop.
I want that
Point
one.
at the wall. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool
Yeah.
that so far each of these creatures, they all give you energy, and then they all have some way to like utilize a lot of energy. That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
Yeah. I'm liking what they're doing with energy.
Yeah.
Very cool. We're seeing this is the 3rd energy deck within a year. So
Really
And I
want to
will
make it a
say most
thing.
of the time when you see cards like this where it says beginning of your upkeep, you get blah blah blah. It's usually mana and you have to use it within that main phase that you're in or combat step or whatever. This, you're just getting the energy counters, which is pretty cool. So
Yeah.
hmm hmm moving on, we have a new artifact that cares about energy. It's Aetherflux Conduit. It's 6 mana for an artifact that says whenever you cast a spell, you get an amount of energy equal to the amount of mana spent to cast that spell. You also tap it and pay 50 energy. You can draw 7 cards, You may cast any number of spells from your hand without paying their mana cost.
That's a bomb.
That is a bomb. And I really looked at this card and said, is that good? Do I want to pay 50 energy to draw 7 cards? And
I
then
don't know, but this is an insane energy generator. You get it on the
bingo,
board, like holy moly.
bingo. Yeah. I think that's the only thing I would play. I don't care about the paying 50. I mean, if you're
I don't think
generating
you're.
that much energy, because you have so many other cards that care about spending energy that I don't think you'll ever get to 50.
I mean, but listen, drawing 7 cards and casting spells without paying their mana cost, pretty good.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
but
good.
we've seen that before.
Now, granted, I'm drawing 7 lands for sure.
That's exactly how it would work for me too. Just a bunch of lands and ramp because we're in Teamer. But yeah, cool card. Kind of reminds me of Aetherflux Generator. Yeah.
Mhm. And
50,
Reservoir.
50 energy.
Aetherflux Reservoir.
Reservoir is what I meant to say. Not generator, but yes. Moving on, we have Adaptive Omnitool. It's 2 mana for an artifact equipment. It says equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control. And it also says whenever equipped creature attacks, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal an artifact card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. Equip class of 3. Doesn't care about energy, but it does care about artifacts.
That's cool.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. That could
Yeah,
be
not
good
bad
in
for a 2-drop, huh?
yeah. In a non-energy deck, you might still play that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's pretty
Artifact matters.
substantial. Yeah, if you're
Yeah.
playing any artifact matters, like 2 mana to give something +5/+5 or +6/6. I mean, pretty solid, man. And normally you're running stuff to help with the equip cost there. And God, man, this is good.
Seems good. I like it a lot too. Throw this into Iron Man.
Yeah.
Keep those artifacts coming. Moving on, you have Aetheric Amplifier. 3 mana artifact. You could tap to add 1 mana of any color. Shocker, 3 mana rock. You can also pay for, tap it, choose 1, activate only as a sorcery. You can double the number of each kind of counter on target permanent, or double the number of each counter you have.
Wow.
So you can double the amount of energy you have. You can double the amount of counters on +1/+1.
Interesting.
Unfortunately, this is not something that's like double the number of counters of a player. It'd
Well,
be like, and poisoned.
that would be absolutely stupid.
Um,
Is this
I
the
mean, if
sweet
I'm
spot?
at 5 poison, I'm going to kill myself before you kill me.
true.
I was thinking, is this a sweet spot though, dude? Do they just not want to really print 2 mana rocks anymore? Like we're only seeing
I
3
think
mana
the
rocks.
sweet spot now is the 3 mana rocks with
Upside.
upside.
Yeah.
Exactly. So the upside here, very good.
Yeah, I agree.
So you put this down at 3 mana. You get to do all of your other stuff, build your board with that extra mana now that you have a mana rock, and then you'll no longer need the mana rock once you're up enough,
Yeah.
So yeah, cool card. Moving on, we have another green card. It's Peema Trailblazer. 2 and a green for a 3/3 creature elephant warrior. It's got trample, and it says whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, you get that many energy counters. And an exhaust ability, we could pay 6 energy and put 2 +1/+1 counters on this creature, then draw cards equal to the greatest power among creatures you control.
Okay.
Cool.
That could be a
It's
lot of card
cool.
draw, dude.
It could also be a lot of energy too.
That's true. That's a good way to get energy. Mono green, Steven.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
I know. I'm just
you're
kidding.
not here for it, Steven.
I mean, I see, because all these are obviously in the energy deck. So I see
Mhm.
why this card's there for it. Some of the creatures in this deck look like they're going to be huge. So, I mean, drawing all those cards for 6 energy is going to be pretty solid. So
Yep.
I like it, but, teach their own.
Yeah, it's not bad. And the final card we were talking about today, the final one from the Living Energy deck, is called Stridehangar Automaton. It's 3 mana for a 1/4 artifact creature construct. It says Thopters you control get +1/+1, and if 1 or more artifact tokens would be created under your control, those tokens plus an additional 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature token with flying are created instead.
Banger.
Interesting.
Absolute banger.
does nothing on its own. So, I mean, you'll have to make artifact tokens somehow, which, guess
Well,
what?
duh.
Treasures.
Dude, what is some of the best, like, what's that
I'm saying
stupid?
treasure.
Even help me. You
Make
know what I'm talking
treasures, you
about.
can make clues, you can make food,
The guy that's
anything
like,
that makes an artifact token.
yeah, what's the guy that
What-
whenever you make a token, you make all three? It's like that.
Academy
Academy
manufacturer.
Yeah,
manufacturer.
and that thing doesn't do anything on its own. That thing's amazing. This card's
Yeah, I
great.
know.
But I mean, here's the thing: is like obviously, like you said, it doesn't do anything on its own. And you specifically brought up treasures, which is always good. Treasure production is fantastic.
Mhm.
But there are so many cards, especially in Teamer, that make you Thopters, and those are artifact tokens. So just basically making one, getting two out of it is solid. This slots into so many decks, and I think this is an absolute hit. I
Yep.
love this card.
Find this deck, Living Energy, to be interesting. I feel like it's a combination of energy and artifacts matter.
hmm
Another card that you saw in this was also Thopter Spy Network is in this deck. Um, a lot of just energy. I mean, a lot of just artifact matters cards, and I don't know. It's gonna be interesting when we upgrade that. Of course, we're already getting started with that upgrade, so expect that coming to the channel very soon. The $100 and $300 upgrades to Living Energy, but that is going to do it for us today. If you guys enjoyed that video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, so you're staying up to date with everything else that we got going on. Once again, we only talk about the rares and mythics of the day. If you guys wanted to check out all the comments and uncomments, check the description for our Instagram link. All of it's there. And on the final day of spoilers, we go through and see what post has been liked the most that we didn't talk about, and we will talk about it with you guys. So you control the narrative. Go over to our Instagram. Also in the description, you'll find links to our other socials accounts. Follow us on those as well. And before we wrap up, Steven, do you have a favorite card that we talked about today?
Possession Engine.
Possession Engine. You really do like that as just
I
a
really do love that card.
5 mana removal.
hmm
Shane, let me guess.
You can try to guess, yeah.
Merfolk.
Yeah, it's the Merfolk, dude. I love it. What about you?
I gotta go March of the World Ooze.
A good
It's
card.
gonna get removed immediately, but it's cool text.
Yep, very cool.
Listen, I think we were all probably going to go March of the World Use, but we're like, man, let's make this interesting.
Oh, is that right?
I mean, it's a solid, great, dude. It's a good card.
It is a good card. And speaking of cards, comment down below. What was your guys' favorite card that we talked about today? Always interested to hear your guys' opinions. And on the screen right now, those are all of our Patreon subscribers. Thank you guys so much for your added support. It really does mean the world to us. If you guys wanted to check out what they are seeing, which is not here on YouTube, check the link in the description below. And special shout out to everybody from our indestructible tier, starting with
Daryl Tripp,
Demarion Turner,
Dr. Rome,
Jimmy Ward,
Kevo,
Larry Killian,
Matthew McClendon,
Thrifty PSGR,
Tim K,
Wish Reich.
Ryder Cole. Thank you guys so much for your added support. It really does mean the world to us. And until the next video, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.